Good morning, dear students. In this video, we'll try to understand the chapter Lost Spring. This is part 1 for you. Here, we will warm up to the theme of the chapter Lost Spring. We'll talk about the theme, title, author, and background of the story. Here we go. Dear children, look at this happy image. This is really spring of life. You can see these children. They are so happy, joyous, elated, excited. They have no care and worry. They are free. That is why childhood is called the spring of life. Summer is adulthood. Middle age is autumn and old age is considered winter of human life. Now, dear children, see this picture. Do you see the spring here? Look at this girl. Look at her condition. She is welding pieces of glass. And look at the other picture. These children are going in search of garbage with plastic bags over their shoulders. They don't have even slippers. So, what do we mean when we say lost spring? It means loss of hope, loss of happiness, loss of carefreeness, and loss of freedom. The children in the picture have lost their hope, happiness, carefreeness, and freedom. In other words, we can say they have lost their spring of life. They have lost their childhood. Lost Spring has been penned by Anees Jung. She is an Indian author, journalist, and columnist for newspapers in India and abroad. Her best known work is Unveiling India, which was published in 1987. It is a chronicle of the lives of women in India, noted especially for the depiction of Muslim women behind the parda. Background of the story. Anees Jung's Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood was published in 2005. It focuses on children from deprived backgrounds and includes the story of Idris, a child who is kidnapped and forced to work in the carpet industry in Mirzapur. This piece, Lost Spring, has been taken from this book. Which book? Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood by Anees Jung. Now let's talk about the title of the story. The title Lost Spring suits the story written by the author Anees Jung. Spring is the time of the year when new life springs. It is an epitome or symbol of joy, vigor, which means energy and liveliness. Small children are full of life, joy, energy. Spring of human life is childhood. Therefore, the author has critically used the word lost to bring forth the lost happiness and childhood of the poor children like Mukesh and Sahib Alam in this story. Theme of the story: grinding poverty and tradition that condemn children to a life of exploitation. Dear students, poverty and tradition both together force the children to live a life of exploitation. They are used unfairly by others for their own advantage. And this theme in the story has been reflected by two children, Sahib and Mukesh. Sahib is a barefoot, hungry rag picker from Simapuri, Delhi. He does not go to school. He collects garbage and sell it to the dealer to earn money. He is a partner in survival. Due to poverty, he is forced to lead this life of exploitation. Later on, he gets a job at a tea stall. He becomes a child laborer. He loses his freedom. He becomes a slave of his master. The second child, Mukesh, is a poor bangle maker from Firozabad in Uttar Pradesh. He is a child laborer. He works in very inhuman conditions, in dark and dingy cells where there is no fresh air and light. Most of the children lose the brightness of their eyes before they grow up. So we can say that Lost Spring talks about the theme of poverty and tradition which force children to live a life of exploitation.